to be dead. A bullet to the head.
The Warning. They've got a singular sound and tens, maybe hundreds of millions of fans. But what is that sound? Is it hard rock? Is it metal? Is it traditional Swahili folk music? Let's jump into their album Amour and let's think about this. Hey everybody, I'm Wayne, your metal professor, and we'll do more intro after we check out the first cut from the album Amour. 55 seconds of synthesizer over an industrial background with alarm horns blaring in the distance, gradually increasing in intensity, takes us right into...
2, 3, go!
Disciple. This is a flat-out, good old-fashioned protest song with Danny and Pau trading lead vocals. Specifically, the song is protesting essentially brainwashing and social conformity. Now, these are things that characterize nearly all nations, but especially those with overbearing social constructs, vibrant nationalism, too vibrant nationalism, and vast military-industrial complexes. The intro riff is very energetic. It's got a tinge of metal, but to me it has more of a punk vibe. And that vibe is especially present in the chorus, which I absolutely love. Now, we've covered The Warning's evolution in song construction, I think, pretty well in the previous videos. You can check out the most recent one here after you finish this video. So we won't say a lot about the construction in this vid. What we will say is that by their third full-length album, the ladies have mastered the art of thoughtful songs with effective construction that absolutely kick your ass. But one element of rock songwriting that often gets overlooked is the necessity to throw in crowd sing-along elements, and The Warning have got that down too. This skill is vital to develop for bands that, like The Warning, are playing to huger and huger audiences, and as I say, the ladies have nailed it. I mean, in a small venue, right, a club or even a small concert hall, the audience all feels kind of connected because, you know, the band is right there. But in a big concert hall or a stadium or an arena, it's easy for individual members in the audience, especially those folks in the nosebleed seats, to feel disconnected from the band unless the band essentially makes them part of the show, and that's what the crowd sing-along stuff does. Now, I have not seen The Warning live, but they seem to have plenty of songs that would fill this bill. So, hey again. Hi, I'm Wayne, Metal Professor, told you that already. This is the fourth video in our loosely named series of whether The Warning are a hard rock band or a metal band, and let me make absolutely clear, we're just doing this for fun because it gives us something to talk about and gives me an excuse to listen to the albums over and over again. We're just doing this for fun. It doesn't matter what you call them. If you like the music, you like the music. And I really like their music. And honestly, if The Warning are metal enough for Wacken 2024, they ought to be metal enough for you and me too. Okay, now, don't be irritated because I'm kind of backtracking here. I had planned to cover the 3 singles in this video that The Warning have released from their upcoming fourth full-length album, Keep Me Fed. But I'm not going to do that for 2 reasons. One, I already covered more in some detail, actually, in an earlier video, it'd be that one. And what I'll do is I will hold on to more and the other 2 singles released from Keep Me Fed because that album is going to be out in, I think, just a couple of months as I record this video. So we'll save all that material for our deep dive into Keep Me Fed once that is released. Choke is pretty much a hard rock song. I don't think there's any question about that. But it's hard enough that this was the first song I heard from the band, actually. And it struck my metal chords significantly for me to think, hey, I better check out some more stuff from this band. And maybe oddly, I don't have much else to say about this song. It's well constructed, it's well played, it's well sung, it's got a nice video. Videos don't really matter to me. I generally just prefer concert footage. But if we're talking about a concept video, then the videos for Choke and especially Disciple are really good. If we were really getting to lyrical content in this video, we could say that Choke is, well, you can take the song and really apply it to any really unpleasant emotional experience. And of course, it's especially relevant to, interpersonal experiences gone wrong. And eventually, I hope you haven't had this experience. The odds are you have, though. In a romantic relationship that goes sour, that goes south, it's sad, it's terrible. But eventually, nearly everyone gets to the point where they're just, fuck this, fuck you, fuck me, this whole thing. I can't care anymore. Oh, we did get into lyrical content. How about that? Now, we do have some things to say about this cut, Animosity. This is not the most well-known of the Warning songs, but if someone asked me for a single cut that encompasses sort of what the Warning is about, I'd point them to this one. Now, it's an arguable choice, I know, but hear me out. Animosity is a beautiful mashup of hard rock and metal and punk, and the song construction and the vocals and everything just scream The Warning to me. Ali's bass keeps up a steady 16th note rhythm behind, the opening part of the song, so we already know it's going to be fast, which is good. And around the 25-second mark, Danny's guitar also comes in, and it too does a 16th note thing, sometimes muting the chords and sometimes letting them ring out. Then, in an abrupt change of sound, the song changes from 16th notes to quarter notes throughout the bridge and the first half of the chorus. At least I think it's quarter notes. Anyway, there's a great bridge then from the chorus into the second verse. I love this bridge. And we get that great bridge again right at the end of the song to take us out. Now for the second verse, while the bass and drums keep up what they were doing in the first verse, the guitar changes again, and I could be wrong. My music theory is pretty weak, so please correct me in the comments if I am wrong about this. The guitar changes to 8th note triplets, which is, other musicians listening to this go, oh, hey, that's nice. But it's a very noticeable change even to non-musicians as well. And good performers know this, right? They know that they are not playing for other musicians, although, let's be honest, we all kind of do. But good performers know that they're mostly playing for listeners. Anyway, after the second chorus, there's kind of a drop in intensity again, and then the song gradually accelerates once more. First the drums, then the bass, and then the guitar again. And then there is, pardon me for being so enthusiastic about this, but there is a great bass slide going into the final chorus. Isn't that cool? God, I think that sounds cool. Like the previous songs, this is no happy ditty. The gist of this song, and just a little lyrical analysis here, is that animosity, not toward you, but that you are harboring towards someone else, is corrosive and it can eat you alive.
It's all about that cold hard cash, hun.
So we have reached what is, or at least was when I started making these notes, the band's probably most well-known song, Money. And I admit that when I first saw the title, I thought, oh, a Pink Floyd cover, please God, no, for so many reasons. But it wasn't, thankfully. Instead, we have a pretty mainstream, although hard-ish rock song that even cracked the Billboard Top 40 mainstream rock list, and the girls accomplish what so many other bands try to do, but so often fail, which is they serve up a dish of something that is not quite as spicy as we are used to, but that doesn't entirely lose that rock salt, and that simile is so terrible, I'm just going to leave the in. In other words, Money is a pretty accessible song. And to me, it does not sound like a hard rock song that has been softened up a little bit. Rather, it sounds like a pop song that has been toughened up somewhat. And there's maybe that's a difference that makes no difference, but to me it sounds like it makes a difference, so we'll say there's a difference there, and I like it. And good God, that was confusing to say. I can't imagine what it must be like to hear. So let's move on. Anyway, it is a shrewd move to do that. Now, I know that a lot of metal fans and even hard rock fans kind of don't like it if a band sort of throws a bone to the unenlightened trying to bring them into the fold. But we should not dislike that. It's sort of like when there's a new band and some people are really, really into it. Some folks then get kind of bent out of shape, a little disgruntled if the band hits a wider audience. And I don't think that we should be. I mean, because think about it. If you really like a hard rock band or a metal band, you want them to succeed. Yes?
Rock on!
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So, as long as the band does not lose its vision or its core sound or its chemistry, what is wrong with dropping a song that's a little more radio friendly, a little more poppy to try to hook in some new listeners? I don't see anything wrong with that.
Won't you die for me? Won't you die?
Amour is a polished but not over-polished, satisfying hard rock song with rather subdued verses and a kick-in chorus. There's that gentle break at around 2:40 before getting into a great section of ascending vocals and ascending intensity with Danny and Pau doing parallel lead vocals, which is sort of neat. And something that I really like about this song, and this is kind of idiosyncratic, I know, is that the title is never mentioned in the song. At least I don't think the word is ever said. I just kind of like that. Okay, Evolve is a hard rock song. I don't think there's any question about that. But the clip I've sampled here is, as you saw live, it is from the 2023 VMA MTV Awards. And boy, The Warning really took this song, which was already full of energy, and gave it some extra juice. Now, the fierce delivery doesn't actually make it metal until about 2:04, when Pau sounds absolutely mean while she's exhorting the audience to get into it.
Everybody with their hands up right now! And when I say everybody, I mean everybody!
And the whole sonic landscape just pounds from there on out. It's cool. It's just cool.
What do you want to know? I'm the ever inside at the end of the day, boy.
Error. The vaguely sinister, kind of subdued guitar part that starts this song is kind of a clue as to what's going to be coming. And then, of course, that subdued sort of haunting background vocal section kicks in. 001001. I know that's computer code for something. I don't speak binary, so I don't know what it is. The song then plays it pretty cool until about the 1 minute mark, when it really kicks in, and yes, we know this is unmistakably a good hard rock song. And of course, around 2:40, the tempo suddenly doubles, just for a bit, and then drops back again. Okay, the phrase roller coaster ride is a phrase that I don't really like because it's used so often, it's really lost all meaning. It's used for movies, it's used for songs, it's used for, I don't know, the experience of raising children. But I think that roller coaster ride really should be reserved for things like this song.
Oh, go, go!
Z is another there and back again song musically. That pounding but understated drum and bass introductory part, followed by the frenzied bar chording, really sets the stage. Frenzied punkish bar chording, I should say, really sets the stage for the rest of the tune. There's some really nice verse instrumentation here with Pau and Ali's drums and bass, respectively, kind of starting off each verse, and then Danny's guitar kicking in with that frenetic, punkish chording. And I have to say this, right, because I'm a guitar player. I'm a pretty lousy one, but I like guitar, and there's an actual guitar solo in this song. So to me, that was nice.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Now 23 is a good rock power ballad. Pow on lead vocals with fairly soft verses, then gradually accelerating into a slightly more muscular chorus with a tense break at around 2:23 and then a nice and soft finish. I wish I had more to say about this song, but I really don't. It's a good rock song. It's well played. It's well done.
Take it all again.
I like this track, Kool Aid Kids, a lot. The restrained rhythm section, the slightly discordant guitar, and those nasty, mean lyrics, making a damn good commentary about the examples that young people see all around them, all over the planet, of, folks not talking out their differences, whether it's interpersonally or on sort of a national scale, but instead just murdering the shit out of each other. Guys, that's bad. Let's stop doing that, okay? Can we make a vow to do that? Okay, great. Let's stop killing the shit out of each other and talk things out. Okay, glad we got this settled. Planet changes starting now. Moving on.
Dear boy, tell me where you're running off tonight.
Revenant is a rarity, an all-acoustic song from the band. And while I am not generally a fan of all-acoustic songs, this one is done really well. Pow does a great job on lead vocals, and some sections remind me a little bit of the cut Dog and Butterfly by Heart. Oh my God, would that not be a great tour? Heart and The Warning? That would be amazing. Warning Army, let's get on this, okay? Great. Okay, going back just a little bit, Pow is a really good vocalist, and her voice is so similar in timbre and power and range, to me it sounds like anyway, to Danny's, that I have to wonder why Pow doesn't take, the lead vocal duties more frequently than she does. Now, maybe it's because, as the drummer, she has got a physically more demanding job just playing her instrument than the guitarist and the bass player do. So maybe that's it. Or maybe Danny just has a slight edge in power and range or something. I don't know.
Mysteries abound.
Some of you guys probably know. So, let us know in the comments. Martirio, a slow hard rock song here with a big sound building from that creepy introductory section. Now there's not a lot to say musically about this song, but again I do want to pause just a moment and comment on the lyrical content. The title, Martirio, means martyrdom in English, unless my Spanish is even worse than I think, and it could be, but I think that's what it means. And given that this entire song is sung in Spanish, that makes it a rarity, and I think probably says something about its importance to the band. I've seen three explanations of this song, saying, well, the song is about personal growth. It's about accepting even the negative things that happen to you and just kind of rolling with them. No, I don't think that's it. I really don't. That doesn't fit the title at all. A martyr, remember, is someone who dies, whether willingly or because they are sacrificed for a cause. Now, we know that The Warning has taken some heat for doing nearly everything, nearly all their songs completely in English. And I don't know why they've taken that heat. I think it is some kind of Mexican sociocultural thing, and I'm not Mexican, so I won't even pretend to understand what's going on there. But I think that Martirio is probably a response to that in some sense. I mean, we already had Narcisista, a far meaner song on Queen of the Murder Scene that was in response to some of the criticism the band takes from some segments of Mexican culture. So maybe this is another such song. I don't know. And we close out the album with another very soft cut, Breathe. Short and sweet, all piano and vocals. There's no way to describe this song other than as a rock ballad. And man, if there were any question about the love that fans feel for this band, that clip I just played, right, with the crowd kind of sort of interrupting Pal by singing along, and then her response with just that great expression on her face, should put any doubt about the audience to band degree of love. It's high. So that is our tour through Error, the third full-length album from the band. Now, the verdict. Is it metal? Is it hard rock? Is it punk? What is it? Well, I think it's pretty clearly a hard rock album, tinged with metal and punk at the appropriate moments. It's the least metal of the band's 3 mature albums so far, but I don't think that makes it any less satisfying, because it has a little more tonal variety than either Queen of the Murder Scene or 21st Century Blood. Now, that having been said about the tonal variety, I think, am slightly getting a clue about why artistically the band might want to do a little work with outside songwriters. Because there is just a tinge of sameness to this album, and especially the previous one, Queen of the Murder Scene. Now, that's not me saying that the band is falling into using a formula. Not saying that at all, nor am I saying that their own songwriting skills are getting boring or are subpar or something like that, because they're not. These 3 gals are damn good songwriters. But it doesn't hurt sometimes to bring in another perspective and, evolve, no pun intended, one's sound a little bit. And the 3 singles released so far from Keep Me Fed show that the band has indeed taken a very definite step in the evolution of their sound. More, especially. Man, I like that song. And that's what I've got. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. That really helps my algorithm, and by all means, subscribe. As always, you guys are awesome, and I'll talk to you again soon.